They want to come home to somebody who kisses them, who loves them, who cooks for them, who cleans for them, who treats them like they're the most important thing in their lives, and who's happy to see them every day. That's what men want. If she feels like she's equal to a man, she feels like she's superior to him. She feels like he is merely average and he's not above average. And so the woman disdains that man. Hello and welcome to the Heliosblog. My name is Helios. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching, remember to like, comment and subscribe, hitting all for notifications. If you're a regular, thank you so much for your continued support. Remember to watch until the end. You're not going to want to miss this episode. Today, do modern men want high-achieving women? Many women are convinced in the modern world to be career-oriented. They know that if they get a PhD, they'll be attractive to men everywhere and they'll have a chance at getting a high earner, or at least a man who could become a high earner. And they're wrong about this. The problem is that feminism lies to women just like it lies to men. It lies to women that they can have it all, and women cannot. And the belief that they can have it all, that they can have a high-achieving career, that they can have a perfect family, that they can have perfect children, all in parallel, all at the same time, is an impossible reality. The world does not actually work like this. Women, I'm going to tell you why modern men do not want high-achieving women. And actually, it has to do not only with base male nature, but it also has to do with fundamental base female nature. Let's get into it. Womanism and its main message. Womanism states that men and women are equal and that men and women want the same thing. It states that women should be equal breadwinners in the workplace and that they're oppressed if they're not working as hard as a man, dressing like a man, and acting like a man. Basically, womanism intends to turn women into men, and many women have fallen for the trap. So here is the problem. The problem is the following, women, and I'm so sorry that I have to tell you this. Men and women are different. Men and women want different things. So, it is impossible for you as a woman to become the man that you want and then also attract that man. Many women fall into this trap. They become a doctor because they want to marry a doctor. They become a lawyer because they want to marry a lawyer. They become a CEO or working in a high position in sales because they believe that men want an equal partner. Men want a same partner, but men do not want this. An equal partnership is not what men want. Men want a helpmate, somebody to help them in their journey, but they don't want somebody to help them in a journey by being them. They want somebody to help them in their journey by being supportive, by being the support, and by helping them indirectly to achieve their goals. They want to come home to somebody who kisses them, who loves them, who cooks for them, who cleans for them, who treats them like they're the most important thing in their lives, and who's happy to see them every day. That's what men want. And here's another problem, and this is fundamental to female nature, and that is called hypergamy. If women become a doctor, for example, or a teacher, or a lawyer, or an engineer, whatever, they then consider themselves to be equal to any man who's in the same position as them. So let's say that a woman becomes a family doctor. If she meets a man who's also a family doctor, she considers herself equal to him. But hypergamy, which is a part of base female nature, it states that women want a superior partner. So if she feels like she's equal to a man, she feels like she's superior to him. She feels like he is merely average and he's not above average. And so the woman disdains that man. What this leads to is fundamental female nature interfering with the modern female strategy of becoming a boss babe. Because as women make more money, as they become stronger, as they become more independent, as they get more money, what they do is they close more and more male options. They block more and more male options away from themselves. So what they do as they get more money, as they become stronger, as they become more independent, women, is they become less able to get a man, less able to have children, less able to be happy in the long term. And this is a huge problem for women nowadays. There is a large population of women nowadays who is shut out of the market because of their own poor decisions. Feminism lied to them, and they believed that by becoming the man that they wanted to marry, they could marry them. But those men who are their equal, those doctors, those lawyers, those engineers, those pharmacists, they are not interested in her. They're interested in a 20-year-old sweet young thing who treats them like they're the best, coolest thing in the world, and who is willing to get on their program. Men don't want a woman who is high achieving. They want a woman who is willing to get on their program and support them as they go and attain the highest place in society. A man wants a helpmate and a support and love, not another man as their partner. I'm a strong, independent woman, I don't need no man. The phrase, I'm a strong, independent woman, I don't need no man, is an inversion of gender roles. Women find a man very attractive who can state the following: I'm a strong, independent man who doesn't need a woman. Unfortunately for women, men do not find women more attractive when they're strong and independent. And this is because masculine qualities are not attractive to men. Women, you need to hear this. Men are not attracted to what you believe to be an alpha female. So, women want alpha males. These are the top of industry, the strong competitive men, the attractive men, the go-getters, the men that fight and struggle and bleed and compete and show up day in, day out, fighting for their piece of territory, fighting for greatness. But men don't desire that. What a man desires is a helpmate. So, I'm a strong, independent woman, I don't need no man, is women becoming what they are attracted to. And again, just like when women become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, and they're looking to marry one, those men don't want her because she is rude and masculine and combative, because these are the traits that are required to be a high achiever in our life. But they're not the traits that a man is looking for in a relationship. A man doesn't want a woman who's going to oppose him. A man doesn't want a woman who's going to fight. A man doesn't want a woman who's going to want everything her way. A man wants a woman who's going to be on his program and take his shape and follow his rules and be on his program. And so when women don't do those things, they destroy themselves. I apologize on behalf of feminism for you. Women, you have been fooled. And that is the reason why you're now unhappy. That is the reason why you're going to become a cat lady. Because you believed the false lies of feminism. You believed that you could be a strong, independent woman and also be a supportive helpmate to a man. And you can't. I'm a PhD. When you talk to a new woman, man, and she states she has a PhD, what she's actually doing is what men do. she's leading with her job or her competence. Women find competence and achievement and beating other people, they find that to be attractive. But men do not want that. Women want men who are capable and competent, and a PhD implies that. But a man doesn't want that. A man doesn't want an expert in some field who's earning good money. No. Women, when you send this signal, what you're actually sending is that you are a man with female parts. And men are not attracted to that. Men want femininity and not masculinity in their partner. Men do not desire your degree. They don't desire a high income. They don't desire a fancy car from you. Men do not want the same things women want. Feminism has fooled you. So when you say that you have a PhD, what you're actually signaling is that you're a man with female parts. What men want is fitness, femininity, submission, and sexual loyalty, and cooperation. They don't want your degree. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want somebody to fight every day. They don't want somebody criticizing all of their behaviors or telling them that they want things done differently. Men do not desire those things. A man doesn't go out into the world and struggle and fight and bleed and compete in order to then be told by you how he should be living his life. Men don't want that. And that you as a woman believe that you don't want a man telling you what to do, that you don't want a man who is your leader, that you don't want a boss, shows that you have been brainwashed by the cultural programming of the West. You've been brainwashed by the gynocentric social order, which is the social order that puts women on top and that makes women the boss of everyone. You've been fooled by them, and that's why you're miserable, because you're living your life as a man and not as a woman. So of course you're going to be miserable, because you don't desire what men desire. A man wants to win so that he can be attractive to women, so that he can, by extension, reproduce. A woman needs to invest her reproductive value early and not waste her time getting a degree or 2 degrees or 3 degrees just to tell her partner that isn't even interested in that she has a PhD, and then becoming a cat lady. Okay, so let me state it one more time. What men actually want. What men actually want from women, instead of a PhD, high-paying job, and nice car, which is what women believe men want, that isn't what men want. That is what women want in men. So when women describe what they think men want, what they actually describe as a man, strong, independent, don't need no man, that's not what men desire. That's what women desire in men. It's backwards. And feminism has convinced you, womanism has convinced you to believe these things, these false things. So here are actually the traits that men desire in women: youth, fitness, submission, femininity, sexual loyalty, and cooperation. If you waste your most desirable years, age 18 to 23, getting your degree, ignoring men, etc., you are destroying the highest value time in your life. You are wasting the most important point of your life, and you're wasting it on easy sex and on easy dopamine hits. You're basically throwing your life away. You're throwing away the $1 million that you've been given because you've been brainwashed. And you need to unlearn that brainwashing if you want to be successful in this world. Because if you don't unlearn it, you are going to become miserable. Do you want to know who the population of women is who is the most miserable? The most miserable women are women that are 40 plus and are childless. They are the most miserable. And that's because they have lived their lives according to what a man should live like. They got education and more education and slept around and got a nice job and got a nice car and got a nice degree and built value, and then the women expect to get married and have children. They're literally living like men and then wondering why their life isn't turning out how men's lives turn out. It's because the world is not an egalitarian, equalist place. Men need to live their lives like that and invest their value and build their value and become strong and independent and powerful, and then get married and have children using what they've built. Women need to invest their fertility and their value early. It's two different things for the different genders that lead to them being successful. For a man to be successful, he needs to be strong. For a woman to be successful, she needs to be wise. If you as a woman are getting a university degree or multiple degrees or getting a PhD, traveling the world, sleeping around, and all of these kind of things, you're not getting the traits that make men maximally attracted to you. You are becoming more and more and more like a man. And when you become like a man doesn't want to be with you. Because a man wants to be with a woman and not with a man. By pursuing serious education and a serious career and a serious degree, you lower your youth, you lower your submission, you lower your cooperation, you lower your femininity. And these are all because masculine traits are needed to complete such tough degrees. And by lowering your femininity, by lowering your youth, by lowering your submission, by lowering your cooperation, you are dooming yourself to a life of misery. You need to invest your value early. Get married and have children to fulfill your biological imperative to have healthy children. And then later on in your life, if you want to have a degree and you want to earn money, you can. But after you've achieved your biological imperative, this allows you to not be miserable. So choose a job where you can have both. Don't go into medicine or pharmacy or becoming a lawyer and then expect that your life is going to turn out all hunky-dory. Many women, what they do is they get these degrees, then they get married and have children and give up those degrees. Because they realize, as smart people, that they can't have both. But if that was the case, you should have made a better decision from the beginning and gotten a career that allows you to have that work-life balance that you're going to need in order to have children. Keep that in mind. Conclusion. It's a sad world we live in that teaches women incorrectly what men want. Womanism has tricked women into doing the incorrect thing and will lead to the misery and pain of many women. In fact, it already has. If only women knew the truth of what men wanted, they would never walk this path of misery. Before, mothers and grandmothers used to teach their daughters what men wanted. Now, for-profit institutions are teaching women to forego the things that will actually make them happy in exchange for indebting themselves and making themselves miserable cat ladies in the future. Do not fall for this insidious trap. You have been warned. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.